Hi and welcome back to the countertop, and today I'm doing pretzel rolls from Jessica Battilana. Hi and welcome back. And the recipe I'm doing today is from this book, Repertoire by Jessica Battilana. She's a writer on Corn & Co. here in SF. And talking a little bit about the book first, it's a very classic way of writing a book. So it's basically the whole idea of the book is to have your own repertoire of dishes that you can start learning and doing. It's a very simple and a very straightforward book overall. Like in most of the recipes, it's a very simple way to take on the recipes. Very clear, so you don't need to make your mayonnaise every time. You just do sometimes when it actually makes any difference. Otherwise, you can use the classic Hellmann's or Best Foods, as we say in the West. And the recipe we're doing today, it's a pretzel roll. And the only main difference from the original recipe versus the recipe that we're doing, so instead of using food grade lye, we're gonna do a baking soda bath. The reason for that, I don't feel really comfortable of using lye, so I prefer to use the baking soda bath. All right, let's go for the ingredients. So here's all the ingredients that we're gonna need for our pretzel roll. So the first thing you're gonna need is 4.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup and 3/4 of water, 1/4 of cup of no-fat dry milk. And if you don't have no-fat dry milk, what you can do is you remove 1 cup of water and add 1 cup of whole milk. You're also gonna need 2 tablespoons of softened unsalted butter, 2 teaspoons of instant dry yeast, and 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. For our baking soda bath, besides 4 cups of water, you're also gonna need 2 tablespoons of baking soda and 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. All right, let's start doing. Cool, so now let's start doing. So you can do this in 2 ways. So the first way, you can do this all by hand, mixing everything together and mixing and kneading by your hand. Or you can use your stand mixer, which is probably gonna be way easier. So to do so, you're gonna put everything on the stand mixer. So the flour, the dry milk, the yeast, the butter, the salt, and the water. And the first part is for you to mix everything until you combine, and then you change from the paddle attachment to the hook attachment to knead it, all right? So let's first do the first part. Now that everything is quite mixed, we're going to change these to our knead hook to do the rest. Now that you knead it for 5 minutes, you're just going to remove from the hook. And you're gonna transfer these to a bowl. I already grease a little bit, so I put a little bit of olive oil here. And you're gonna transfer these to the bowl. As you can see now, yep, the dough is very soft, so it has a nice skin on it. And you're gonna cover these and let these rest for 1 hour or until it doubles the size, all right? So now let's wait for 1 hour. Cool, so now after 1 hour, our dough pretty much doubled the size. And the first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna put your oven to 200 degrees Celsius. And now we're gonna start to dividing the dough. So the first thing, you're gonna work in a with a surface without flour. And we're going to put the dough here. and pretty much divide these in 16 pieces. So you maybe need like something around like 2 ounces or like 56 grams of each one. So let's do that. So what you're gonna do now is roll the doughs. So use your thumb to support the dough here. With the other fingers, you make like a cage, and then you start rolling in your work surface until you have like a more tight ball. And put these into a baking sheet with a parchment paper. Now you're gonna cover these for 15 minutes with a kitchen towel until they do like the second rise, and we're gonna continue our process. All right, be right back. So after 15 minutes, it's time for us to do the baking soda bath. So the first thing, you put 4 cups of water to boil, and then you mix your 1.5 teaspoons of salt and your baking soda, and you whisk and let this simmering first. So then we can do our bath with these pretzels, right? So let's start doing the bath. Cool, so now let's start like doing the bath. So basically what you're gonna do, you're gonna grab your pretzel roll, put in the bath. You can do like 3 at a time. And you're just gonna like roll while it's simmering. It's gonna look like a little bit strange, but it's fine. Like for 10 seconds each. Just until you have like a nice coat of this. And then you're gonna remove it and put in your silicone mat to get ready to cook it. And then you're gonna do this with all of your rolls. Now after this, it's just time for us to make like a little scoring on the top. So I'm using my kitchen scissor, which is basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this way and then this way and all of that. Now I'm gonna sprinkle these with some kosher salt or pretzel salt if you have it. The pretzel salt seems a little bit better because it's a little bigger than the kosher salt, but that also works. And you're gonna bake these for 20 to 24 minutes until you have like these beautiful brown crust around, all right? So here's our pretzel rolls. Quite look interesting, very hard on the crust. Let's wait a little bit in the rack pretty much to cool down, and then we can try. All right, be back soon. Now that our pretzels are cooled off, I made a very beautiful dish here, also with some prosciutto crudo, salted butter, and I made like this very special sandwich here so we can try. One thing that I didn't told on the video, you can also make something like these, which is like more like pretzel baguette roll kind of thing. All right, so let's try it. Yeah, it's freaking good. Yeah, so good. You should try to do that for sure. So easy, so good, so fresh. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for my new milestone on the channel, which is 100 subscribers. Thanks everyone who subscribed. Please keep telling your friends to subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to let your impressions. Hope you guys like it. See you next time. Bye.